let's look at how the quadratic formula is made. The quadratic formula x equals to minus b plus or minus root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. We are going to look at how we derive the quadratic formula from the quadratic equation. Quadratic from quadratic equation. The quadratic equation says is represented as ax squared plus bx plus c equals to f of x. So now remember, we are supposed to derive the quadratic formula from a quadratic equation. So the quadratic formula says x equals to minus b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So right now we are required to find the value of x. When finding the value of x, we solve for we equate f of x to 0 and end up solving for x. Ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. And we know that okay, f of x is now 0, so we can solve for x from the above quadratic equation. Ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. Divide by a, divide by a, divide by a, divide by a. X squared plus b x over a plus c over a equals to 0. Immediately from this expression, we are supposed to do what we call completing a square. We complete a square. Complete a square. And how do we complete a square? We add a 0 into this equation. X squared plus b over a x plus b over 2 plus b over a, sorry, b over a times 1 over 2, that's squaring, minus b over a times 1 over 2, 2 squared plus c over a equals to 0. Okay. Now you can see that from this equation we did nothing at all because we just added a 0 into this equation. So b over a times 1 over 2 bracket squared minus open bracket b over a times 1 over 2 bracket close bracket squared is the same as 0, because when you subtract these two like terms, you get a 0. So we did nothing to this equation. So now we're supposed to solve for x of this above equation. Squared plus b over a x plus b squared over a plus a times 2 is 2a. 2a to the power 2 is 4a squared minus b times 1 is b times b to the power 2, b squared over a a times 2 is 2a. 2a to the exponent 2 is 4a squared plus c over a equals to 0. So now we're supposed to treat this equation as an individual equation from that. X squared plus b over a, x plus b squared over 4a squared equals to b squared over 4a squared minus c over a. To factorize, and then simplify. The factorization of that is x plus plus. Okay, anything that is gonna form b over a, it's b over a, b over a. Anything that is gonna form b over a is 1 over 2. 1 over 2 plus 1 over 2, it's 1. So we've got a secretive 1 here. One over 2 plus 1 over 2 is 1. So at the moment we have 1 over 2, 1 over 2 this side. Okay. So anything that is going to form b squared is a b. It's b times b. So we have b times b. Anything that is going to form 4a squared, a squared this side, it's an a. And an a. Therefore we have that. And then to simplify this, we say the lowest common denominator of those 4a squared and a is 4a squared. 4a squared into 4a squared is 1. 1 times b squared minus 4a squared into a into 4a squared is 4a. 4a times c is 4ac. So you can see that these two expressions are the same, so we can write them as one, as x plus b over 2a exponent 2 equals to b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And how do you solve for these? X plus b over 2a. Remember, in mathematics, whatsoever that you do on the right, on the left, you must also do it on the right. It's a 2. Okay, exponent 1 over 2. So about the 2a over 4a squared, coming from that, the lowest common denominator. So whatsoever that you do on the left, you must also do it on the right. B squared minus 4ac over 4a squared half. Anything to the exponent half is the same as the square root of that number. X plus b over 2a squared. X plus b over 2a equals to any number to the square root to the power of half equals to that the square root of that number. B squared minus 4ac all over 4a squared. Now To solve this square root is going to be x plus b over 2a plus 2 plus or minus b squared minus 4ac all over the square root of 4a squared to a. Therefore, the quadratic formula is, therefore the value of x is equal to minus b over 2a plus or minus root b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. The lowest common denominator of this expression is 2a. 2a into 2a is 1. 1 times negative b is minus b plus or minus root 2a into 2a is 1. 1 times b squared minus 4ac is b squared minus 4ac